Hello, and today we'll continue with Moon Tust. So we're going to go ahead and do the training grounds. I'm reminded of the training grounds that Talawin pointed out from the overlook at High Clearing, where I could use a bit of solitude before the evening ceremonies. Something calls me to go and see if there are warriors there. My childlike fascination for the Herser takes hold of me and guides my footsteps as I make my way through the crowded clearings towards the smoke. I'll only stay for a little while. I wind my way through the pathways past the temptations of the sign stones and through the busy preparations of the sanctum. The sounds of clashing metal began to ring through the forest, and I follow them to my mark. Growls and grunts of exertions mingle with the breeze as I come upon the open clearing, which hosts many pockets of Herser warriors as they lunge at one another in combat. To my relief, the sound of ringing metal seems to emanate from the structures that line the perimeter of the clearing, some releasing a steady stream of black smoke from within their hulls. Metalsmiths. A few heads are drawn my way as I enter the clearing. A quick scan around tells me that not many people come here to observe, and I wonder if it's even permitted. Without anyone to ask, I simply resolve to find a spot to sit out of the way. Surely someone will come to tell me if my presence isn't wanted. I scamper up a large rock formation on the edge of the arena, hidden in the shadow of the tall pines, and soon enough, the warriors return to their training. There are about 20 or so men in various groups scattered about. Some of these groups hone their bodies, lifting impressively large stones in a muscled embrace, only for the earth itself to shake when they inevitably release them. The men stare at the inspiring camaraderie as cheering and playful tuts resound through the grounds at each successful feat. My eyes drift to the combatants and the ferocious clashing of muscle and bone. Men and wolves alike huddle around circles of sand, each with a wrestling pair at the center. The sweat on their naked bodies drip from skin and fur as they make attempts to throw one another against the earth or against a pain that would see the loser yielding. It's brutal to watch, though deeply fascinating. The grappling men scream and growl at one another while in conflict, yet once the winner claims honor, the two display warm kinship. At the center of the clearing are four large storm wolves locked in a brawl, three against one. The large wolf is agile on his paws, evading quick blows and delivering his own with tremendous power. One after another, the other throw themselves at him in various formations. I'm transfixed by his strength, watching as he lifts one of his assailants from the waist and tosses him aside with ease. Then, amidst the growls and thrown punches, his eyes fix upon me, causing my heart to jump in my chest. In his distraction, a large paw slams into the side of his jaw, sending him to the ground in a tumble of fur and loose earth. His opponents take the opportunity to leap onto him, one pinning his legs, the other unarmed. The two look to the third, who is approaching from the place where he was thrown but a moment ago. From the power muscle, I see the lone warrior check to see if I'm still watching him, and once he confirms it, he lets out a tremendous roar. With his free paw, he grabs hold of the mane of the wolf on his arm and whips him off, drawing a yelp from the smaller wolf. Untethered, he wraps his strength around the last wolf and pulls him over his head, I whisper the impact of the wolf's face against the ground, but it's not over for him yet. The lone wolf doesn't let go there. Instead, he drags the flailing body of his opponent through the sand, only to throw him full force to the third wolf, who is only just arriving. All three of them lay on the ground, heaving heavy breaths. The victorious storm wolf takes time to help them all up and ensure that they're okay, all the while stealing glances towards me. Various wolves and men circle him in congratulations and praise, and while part of me wants to linger, the stronger part of me remembers that I should lay low for a while before tonight's ceremony. The intensity of that warrior is hardly relaxing. I hop down from the rock I was perched upon and start down the trail back towards my camp and the hopefully still resting animal. I let my mind fantasize about the strength of that wolf for a few moments, wondering if I'll attain such ferocity. The thought fills me with a budding joy. The realization begins to dawn that I'm here, at long last, within the carthwheels. Alongside escapes me as I run my fingers through my hair, the trepidation I amass on the road, the doubt, the dread on anyone's behalf. It all sails away from me with each step I take, and with each minute bringing me closer to moonrise. My pace slows to a halt as I realize something, a sensation I've never felt. My scar is warm, not of the magic of Anawam's warming stone, not of the heat of the sun, or the actions of my body. This is a warmth from within, feeble yet steady. Laughter builds within me, and having not noticed it sooner, ever since stepping foot into the wind, the warmth that the barrier graced me with has only grown more stable. The warming stone rests in my palm after I unwind the blood-tinted cloth of my scar, no colder without it. I bring it to the rest. I bring it to rest in my pocket with a smile. I run my hand up and down the length of my scar, an action that would normally leave my skin stinging with a biting silver. No pain, no physical cold. Incredible. And what if I push? A torrent of energy surges through me, just as it did earlier by the side of that distant stream. Only this time it lasts just a moment and without nearly as much pain. Fuck. The woods around me splinter into an almost phantom-like apparition of their normal forms, as if I'm seeing their reflections dancing on troubled water, illuminated by moonlight. I find myself in an unnervingly familiar place, one that I never hoped to return to. From the shifting trees, I feel a presence creeping towards me from all directions like fog rolling through a saddled forest. Echoes, shifting somewhere out there in the fog, somewhere suffocatingly close yet vastly distant. And then, a light, blinding, familiar. It's her. As she descends towards me, ribbons of light flow from her ephemeral limbs and bend around her outstretched hand. Fleeting, fleeting moments stretch into eternity, each one drawing me closer to her touch. Something within me pulls at my heart, yearning for a grasp. No son. As I reach for the woman of light, a fragile voice stirs within the depths of my mind. Barely a whisper brings with it a wailing hesitation, and before I can grasp her touch, I recoil. This voice, I heard it before, woven into the fabric of my being, lingering like a half-remembered dream. Hi, are you alright? Her fingers hover inches from my face, and as the echoes of the abyss swell into rolling thunder, every fiber of my being trembles and I. Easy, lad. I got you now. Suddenly, the ground falls out from under me, and I flail for solid ground as the vision begins to fade. Ah, stop your scrubbing. As my senses come to, I feel as though I'm draped on top of a number of rocks, only they are soft and warm. My eyes finally open onto the warrior from the clearing, carrying me like a hollow chopped firewood. I'm disoriented and try to sift free from him. Ha, stop it. You're alright now. Just relax. His thick accent draws my attention away from the confusing circumstance for a brief moment. It is strange to my ears, yet also distantly familiar. What are you doing? My head pounds with pain as the light of the setting sun overwhelms me. Well, I'm carrying you over to a place where you can rest. You're scared the light. You scared the light sit out of us. Well, I'm carrying you over to a place where you can rest. You're scared the light sit out of us. I look around to find the entire clearing staring at the two of us as he carries me deeper into the training ground. Soon enough, we're surrounded by men with concern and curiosity painted on their faces. He's alright. I got him. Give us some space, lads. The warden's commands are respected and the wolves of men slowly get back to their training. You don't have to carry me. Really, I'm fine. No sense in setting you down now. We're nearly there. I sigh internally. This is almost worse than animals darting when I fall ill. It doesn't last for much longer as we arrive at a quiet corner of the clearing, farther away from the sharp sounds of the smiths. He kneels to set me down in soft grass that hugs the base of a formation of rocks. His eye scans me carefully as he lifts my arms and praises what he can. Are you sure you're right? Those screams were for nothing. I am, or I will be, if you say so. I've got a healer friend who's really good. I can go fetch him if you like. The subtle purple shades of his eyes remind me of wilting lupine flowers, gentle yet charged. It's nice to see them up close. You frighten me. One moment we're sharing glances, and the next you're toppled over. Sorry, it's been a long day. I might have pushed myself a bit too hard. I saw you earlier. You're quite the warrior. The way you took down those wolves was impressive. I do what I can to break the conversation away from my attack. I'm reeling from waves of pain through my head and am hardly in the mood to explain it. Ah, well, I had something to prove. What with a beautiful man staring at me the whole fight. That catches me off guard. I'm flattered by his kind words, knowing full well that I look like Sid, disheveled as I am. I think it was you who was staring first, no? Aye, maybe so. Maybe so. The wolf lets out a rasp chuckle and looks at me through a concerned brow. Seeing you watching still me alive again. I fear I may have hurt a few of my brothers and I bid to keep those eyes of yours on me. And why would you do that? I play along for now, though he towers above me, even crouched low as he is. I feel at ease with his light advances. He strikes me as a naturally flirtatious man. You're perhaps the bravest moon calls I've ever seen, standing at spear point for your brother, as he said. Never in all my days in the wind have I seen such wild courage, especially at the feet of a moon woven. Ah, you saw that? You're kidding. You don't remember me. Should I? I scan my memory of the day, but with pain pulsing from within my but within my head I can't place his face. I'm sorry, I can't say that I do. The wolf feigns as if he's been stabbed, tosses his head, and leans back onto his paws behind him. You will me, Yelper, like blades in my heart. I helped you through the crowd earlier, before you stand against the high sage, though something tells me you would have done just fine without me. Strong lad, you are. He grasps my arm firmly, and I catch myself flexing slightly under his touch, as if I have something to be proud of amidst the mountain of home muscle before me. I remember how you came at the perfect time. Thank you for that. I was happy to help. A rare sight to witness that kind of bravery these days, especially from fresh pups. You might just make a fine horse warrior one day. Not me. I never fought a man before. I would likely be killed before I could even leave a mark. I love it then. I took you for a fighter after your display earlier. I'm really not. Ah, nonsense. All you need is a gutter dwinger, someone to teach you. Good thing you had me. I laughed lightly at his cocky playfulness, though his words aren't empty. After his display in combat, I imagine he's likely one of the Hearst's strongest warriors. What, you want to teach me to fight? Aye, and it will do you well, especially if you're keen on picking outnumbered fights with wolves twice your size. You got a point there, though I still leave that training to my Hearst tribute, no? I'm reminded of the moon code structure, one wolf per tribe, other than your own people's, to be offered as tribute for the bestowal. Why, not good enough for you, am I? Is that it? His playful expression forces me to smile. He's goading me with his eyes and wagging tail. Care to put me to the test sometime later, when you're not on your ass, or you're all bark and no bite? Without thinking, I throw a fast punch at his shoulder with a smile. It catches the dark wolf off guard, causes his tail to dart up. There he is. The Velper has fangs after all, again. He slaps at his shoulder, representing it to me. I lean myself forward, coming to rest on my knees. I weighted my fists and, ha! The wolf snakes his forearm into the middle of mine and in a flash deflects my strike away from him with ease. Oh, this bastard, he sits there so smitten with himself, I can't help but throw another punch, this time followed by a rapid jab with my other tightly held fist. Again he deflects the first and catches the second in his paw, amazing me with his reflexes. You little fucker, you like playing dirty, eh? I lunge at the wolf in a burst, grabbing hold of his shoulders in an attempt to throw his balance. Instead, it's like hitting a boulder when I quickly wraps his arms around me in a tight hold. Ah, they're no match for me. Not yet, at least. The two of us The two of us bellow with laughter as I weave in his grasp. Any effort to free myself fails, as there is nothing I can do to break his hold. In an act of desperation, I root my foot into the earth and push hard, causing us to topple over. Oi! His arms finally open as we tip backwards, but it's too late. The momentum pulls me down onto his bare chest. Ah, fuck. My head splits and crackles. I push myself off of the wolf with one hand and clutch my head with the other. Shit. Oh, you alright there? Starlight whirls around him as my head settles, eased by the warmth of my new wrestling partner's paw cupping my neck. Yeah, I'm fine. Push a little too hard again. That was stupid of me. His playful flirtations swept me along, drawing my attention off of my pain. That's on me then. I shouldn't have provoked you to do that. I haven't had a good wrestle like that in ages. Says the wolf who just threw down 3 others not but a few minutes ago. He rose lightly into my neck, which makes me realize just how much tension I've been holding there. It feels really good, but they don't know how to play like you do. I close my eyes and let his fingers work for a moment before I hear him purr a chuckle. Here, turn yourself around. His suggestion is met with a confused look for me that causes this light weapon to halt. I'm no healer myself, but I might be able to relieve some of your tension. I'm good with my hands. A hardened warrior like you, with a delicate touch, I think you'd sooner break me in two. His thumbing resumes in broad strokes across the length of my neck. Come now. I've learned from the best. It's one of the greatest perks of belonging to a war band after all. The nightly rub downs give you plenty of practice. He says this with enough emphasis to allude to more than what his words alone convey. Is that so? I don't think that kind of treatment would be wise for me right now, regardless of if I want it or not. Just a rub down. Wouldn't dream of anything more. You said it yourself. It's been a long day. Let me take some of that from you. The warrior's eyes are pleading, but not aggressive. I can tell he truly just wants to help. All right, just be gentle. I pat at my scar and receive a solemn nod from the wolf before I turn my back to him. Wordlessly, he sinks both of his broad thumbs into the base of my neck. Despite the depth of his pressure, I feel no sharpness from his claws, a testament to his skill in the art. Moving in tighter and tighter circles, he makes his way up and down my neck before spilling his touch over my shoulders. The tension melts out of me under his paw. He wanders lower on my back, laying into the thick pads of my tired muscle. I let out a few sighs as I enjoyed the unexpected turn of events. Ah, you are well trained. You've seen nothing yet. My head feels incredibly heavy, and the weight of the wolf's hands on my neck, while I would give to lay down, will it not disrupt this rare experience. A thought crosses my mind, a tempting thought. Lean back on him. It's 2 months. I need to lay back, and the bulk of the wolf is far too tempting to not sink in. I start slowly, leaning into his hands and allowing them to adjust to my movements. He catches on and carries me down onto him. For a moment, I'm dragged backwards as he comes to lean himself against a nearby rock. That's it. His paws now rest on my chest as he bends or kneads through my muscle and fur. I can feel the tension leave me like rain slipping off of smooth stones. I allow my breath to grow all the deeper. You're very tight. I take it you've traveled far to arrive here. 2 weeks. 2 weeks without the warmth of a bed, without the touch of a healer, without the touch of yourself, I see. My eyes open to fall upon my thing, standing tall from under my clothes, stirred by the intimacy of the moment. Sit. Apologies. It's been some time. You apologize a lot. No need for that among brothers. Let yourself go, Vepper. That word, what does it mean? His paws slide down my stomach, causing it to quiver in satisfaction. His strong muzzle hangs over my head, before it dips down and hovers close to my ear. Puppy. The hot breath pouring into my ear makes my whole body shiver, sending a spark of lightning through every inch of me and causing my hips to buck slightly as his rough fingers reach my lower belly. At once I feel possessed by the heat that I felt in the sign stones earlier. Lust rolls through my veins and engulfs the racing of my mind, which screams at me for the oddity of the situation. A distinct pressure grows in the middle of my back. It seems my warrior is also aroused and is building quickly. His claws play at the lip of my pants underneath the coarse fur of my loincloth. He plays with my hair there for a moment before slipping his fingers underneath. It's alright here. With a heavy breath, I nod, encouraging him to continue in his exploration of my body. Just as he begins to push through the thick hair at the base of my thing, we're interrupted by a startling sound. A loud howl cascades through the clearing with a force that catches us both off guard. It rapidly builds, gathering more and more voices until the forest sends with a harmonious and haunting cry. The wolves of the training grounds join into the chorus with their loud bellows, bringing the power of the howl right over the two of us in our quiet corner like thunder cracking overhead. The star wolf's paws retreat from under my clothing quickly, coming to lift me slightly off of his body. Even then I feel husk start to build in his chest. The instincts take over. With a power that vibrates through my bones, the wolf lets out a warrior's howl. The resonance of it leaves me in a sense of awe. I gaze up at him in the power that pours from his being as he gives all that he has into his howl. A longing stirs within me, an impatience, a desire to tilt my own head back and to join him as a wolf myself. My heart is aroused at the sheer beauty and magnitude of the music and of its meaning. It's time. At the end of his howl, he pulls me back down onto him, the two of us smiling wildly with excitement. Oh yeah, and then to that massage. Maybe after next we wrestle. Maybe if you win. And it's sure to happen. I have her. I may not be a fighter, but I beg I could take you. Tell me, what's the Herschel word for mutt? Ha! I submit. I repeated back to him. The word feels strange in my mouth, my tongue not able to form the sounds as succinctly as his. I'll remember that. Ha ha. Good. Let's go then. He pushes me up, and the two of us eventually fall in line with the trickle of wolves hastily leaving the training grounds. We take the rear of the small group of Herschel warriors making their way into the larger strings of wolves and men, winding down the pathways towards the sanctum of the fallen. The celebratory chatter of the crowds dwarfs an attempt from the storm wolf to say something to me. What was that? The two of us fall back a few paces, allowing us to hear each other again. Are you free later tonight? That eager to get your paws on me again? I'd be lying if I said no, but maybe we could talk some more as well. You can tell me about your travels. How about it? With that I had the energy. I'll be meeting my tributes tonight, and as much as I'd love to speak more, I'll likely need to speak with them. And after all that, there's only one place I want to be, in bed. His eyebrows lift with a tilt of his head. Alone, huh? Right. Your tributes. Well, if you Find yourself interested in another sparring match, you know where to find me. Though next time, you've got to earn your massage. And what if I win? Isn't that obvious? It'll be your turn to put in some work. We'll see about that, Aston Man. Ha, very good, Velpa. He pats the top of my head with that side smile of his before leaning in towards my ear. I've got something to do before the ceremony starts proper. I'll be seeing you soon. Oh, alright, I'll see you then. He breaks off a hop down a different trail, flipping around one final time to wave his goodbyes. Ha, quite the man. His confidence is infectious. Shit. A realization strikes me that I never asked for his name. A glance backwards proves instantly fruitless. He's long gone into the shadows of the early night. At least I know where to find him. I do what I can to let him fall from my mind. I need to focus if I'm to be ready for the night's ritual. I had almost no time to process my earlier attack, so I pondered the nature of it briefly, how I seemingly induced it myself. But no, now isn't the time to dwell on it. Tonight I offer myself to the wolves and the cutthroats and claim my tributes. Animal has prepared me well for this night, and I'm ready. At last, we spill into the sanctum. Hundreds of wolves and men of all colors and clans settle to the rock formations around the tree line, many coming to sit on the earth, forming a great circle of life within the perimeter of the great spirit's moonstones. And we'll go ahead and skip this part because of the ceremony. You can go look at that in the 5th video if you want to see the ceremony and all that. I'm going to go ahead and skip all that and jump to after the ceremony is over and pick his choice here. Right then, Veolf. I look out towards the gathering of tables where Taliban said I might find them. Instantly, I met with a chill in my chest at the sight of the tightly packed seats of hulking gray and black wolves, their merry cheers and shouts blended together with one or two heated confrontations and clashing chalices fill the night air. And that just leaves Veolf was the last choice here. Right then, Veolf. Look out toward the gathering of tables where Taliban said I might find them. Instantly I met with a chill in my chest at the sight of the tightly packed seats of hulking gray and black wolves, their merry cheers and shouts blended together with one or two heated confrontations and classes and clashing chalices fills the night air. Intimidation washes over me as I take meager steps towards the boisterous hearser. Some of it takes Intimidation washes over me as I take meager steps towards the boisterous hearser. Some of it take my notice as I draw closer. Just as I near the long tables, a mass of bulk and fur collides into me. A cold blast closes my arms, and the scent hits me instantly. Mead. I stagger, trying to regain my balance as I look up to my interceptor, a towering stormwolf. He takes a few looks around at eye level before finally glancing down at me. Fucking wine brother. Didn't see you down there. The thickness of his accent washes over me at the same force that his breath does. A blend of what smells like spiced meat, strong mid, and the inside of a hound's mouth. I recognized this wolf from when I first arrived, Over, the wolf Kirik was licking over. Despite being surrounded by a sea of naked wolves throughout the day and spending plenty of time beside Talbot, somehow this wolf's teeth casually bursting from his loose, small clothes feels like the most promiscuous thing I've seen in the wind. Got you a bit there. Here, let me get that for you. He slams down the drinks on a table nearby and takes me in his paw, stretching my arm out and lowering himself down. He drags his tongue along the beads of mid clinging to my fur. Taste all the bitter, or I know you. Here, lad, with that leaking spear. Let me have a taste of that as well. The horses around us take their laughter as their eyes trace over me. Over places his paws on my shoulders, drawing me close to him. You look right full. We can help you let some out. Just as I'm about to speak, though the waves of mid-soaked breath, a flash of a paw rips the oath's wrist and thrusts it off of me. Veolf stands behind me with a low growl rumbling from within the caves of his bare fangs. The two stand firm on either side of me, each reverberating their growls. The merriment of the tables continues uninterrupted. Some wolves even shout encouragements at the spectacle. Veil's hold on Ovar's wrist tightens as the two lock eyes. I can feel the tension in their muscles building until suddenly Ovar's eyes drop as his tail tucks. What happens next surprises me. Ovar brings his head low and sheepishly licks at Veil's lips. I watch as my tribute releases him and allows the display of submissive. You do well to mind yourself, Wolf. Yeah, fuck off, Wolf. Was only have a bit of fun with the lad. The two finally come to ease in. I watch as each of them is taken by a smile. Go on then, you big lug. Get yourself another. Veilf offers a brotherly fist into the meat of Ovar's chest, ending their confrontation with the air of a lasting friendship. Veilf playfully bobs to the top of Ovar's seat before the brute yields to collect his drinks again. Sorry about him. Ovar's a bit of an ass. He's a good man at heart, though. It's fine. He reminds me of a brother of my own. I'm glad you've come to see me. I've been waiting for my return, very patiently, mind you. You were teasing me. Of course I was. Hard not to. Only a little wounded it didn't come to me first, but glad you're here now. Would you like some? Veilf gestures over to a couple of empty seats at one and the nearby tables, each with their own cup filled to the brim with a honey-colored mid. I love that. Something to drink sounds nice right now. I thought you might do well with a bit of drink at the end of your long day, something to wash all of it down. You put on quite the show. First at large, then at the right. Impressive. With a sip of with a gentle paw on my back, I'm led over to my seat. Just as I take it, Ovar plops himself down across from us, eyeing his reclaimed liquor with glee. Bill takes the seat next to me, scooting in close on the bench. He leans forward and looks between me and the man with eager anticipation. Well, go on then, give her a taste. With the swish of his tail behind us, I take the cup in my hands. It's comically large and cleverly carved for moon tusk. Skull. I do my best to mimic the pronunciation that animal taught me long ago for many suns, and I will use it to start our meals. Skull. The wolves around us mirror my call, clasping the mugs together, celebrating every drop that lands on their tongue or on the table. Veolf hastily sweeps his cup to strike it against mine. Ha, look at you. The bent flows across my tongue with ease, bringing floral notes that dance with warm spice and a distant echo of honey. It's rather dry compared to the men I've tasted before. I explore the taste with each gulp, letting the tingling sensation spread into the back of my throat as more flavors are brought through my nose. The sweetness of the men and the levity of the table allows me to relax after my time with Noakai. Before I know it, I've drunk almost half of the cup. The lad's got a mouthful of him. He likes it. Orv and I brewed this batch ourselves. The honors. It's delicious, the floral taste. I can't place it. A blend of wild rosemary, elderflower, and yellow, all plucked from the rolling and expansive fields of Fenrir's Star. Well done then. It's a beautiful blend. Well done then. It's a beautiful blend. Drink up. We can always hear your cup again. Alright, don't put your mouth like that. We can feel it for you all night. Look like you were eager for it out there at the white. I think the man will do for now. At least I know it's good. Overall scoffs, slamming his cup down on the table with a thud before staggering to a stand. Why don't you come over here and say that in my ear? I got plenty of room on my lap. I'll slip it in real slow for you. The wolf spreads the whole of his sleeve apart with his thumb and what's left of his index finger, allowing the tip of his things to move from within it. Phil growls and readies himself to rise. Before he can, I place my hand on his forearm, feeling able to handle over myself. I'm fairly comfortable where I am now, with a table between you and me. Ha, so the pup's got some bark, He looks at my hand, still resting on Vale's arm. What, all eager for the black blaze cock? What, only eager for the black blaze walk? I'll show you what a real wolf feels like. Traveler's advice returns to me, and I know if I'm to earn my place at this table, I'll need to play their game. With respect, brother, you look like the kind of wolf. What? Only eager for the black blaze walk? I'll show you what a real wolf feels. What? Only eager for the black blaze walk? I'll show you what a real wolf feels like. Teller's advice returns to me, and I know if I'm to earn my place at this table, I'll need to play their game. With respect, brother, you look like the kind of wolf whose walk smells just as wank as his breath. Now, kindly fuck off, I extend my cup towards Orvar, letting my tone convey that. While playful, I mean my words. The fuck do you say? I'm startled by the war of his words, as are the many wolves seated beside us. Veolf sighs and picks up the tipped cup and setting it white with care. Yeah, sit your ass back down, Orv. We all know your breath waves of sight. Just be glad someone here has more tolerance for you than I. There's a moment of tension as the two lock eyes. It doesn't last long, though, for a big, bellowing laughter erupts from Orvar before he plops backwards onto the bench, sending the others down the line walking backwards. Suddenly, Orvar takes up one of his spare cups and brings it to crash against mine. Just how much can this wolf drink? Ha! Your helpers got by Ethel, letting yourself a good one this fall, brother. Veolf sweeps his thick arm across the bridge of my shoulders, the weight of which pushes me down a bit. I'm thinking to say. The merriment commences around us, and I look to Veolf, who seems eager to say something. Sometime along, sound alright to you, eh? Could find ourselves a quieter table. Sometime alone, sound alright to you? Could find ourselves a quieter table. Sometime alone, sound alright to you? Could find ourselves a quieter table. I look to the wolf, who now towers above me as he stands, his tail swaying happily as he awaits for my reply. Yeah, I like that. You'll have to lead the way. Right. Well, that's Veolf. Veolf leans in and points his claw close to Orvar's snout. Behave yourselves. Remember, first light in the grounds. The Hersa wolves around us strike their bald fists to their chests and resound in a semi-synchronized jumble. I rise to stand, taking one last mouthful of the floor mid. Been an honor to drink with you boys. I will see you around, I'm sure. That you will, pup. Go easy on him tonight. He's an ass if he doesn't get sleep. Yeah, my word, Orv. Go easy on yourself there, eh? The drunk wolf's eyes were nearly closed as he buries his muzzle in what's left of his mid. The drunk wolf's eyes are nearly closed as he buries his muzzle in what's left of his mid. Veolf leads me down the narrow path in between the long tables into the wood line where fewer wolves and men are seated. The darkness is illuminated by the warm glow of torches scattered about. He extends his arm out to an empty table, gesturing to me to take a seat. As I do, Veolf sits beside me with his back to the table. This will do nicely. He reaches over and runs his claws through my hair a few times, drawing a light laugh from me as the rough pads of his fingers graze my forehead. I'm glad you came. Sorry about the lads. That's just how we play. Hope you're not offended. I appreciate the sentiment, but I can play rough just as well. I think you can. You held your own there. Veolf stares into my eyes, allowing allowing the gentle chatter of a few nearby wolves to blend with the sounds of the night-veiled forest as they come alive. I finally got you to myself, Soren. I've been looking forward to this night for some time now. Have you? How long have you known you and I will be bonded? Since the last half moon or so. I know much about you, which is hardly fair. While I'm caught in the while I'm caught at my disadvantage for a few moments, I find my own curiosities easily enough. Well, let's even the playing field then. Time for you to talk. I'm yours for as long as you want tonight. Answer away. I'm curious. Who really is a Black Blade? I'll have you know. I didn't choose this title. Go on then. I'm curious about you. For a warrior of your standing, you're not what I expected. Tell me then, Vapor, what were you expecting? To be honest, someone more cold. I assumed the war would have hardened the hearts of most who fought it, especially ones deemed the scourge of the West. Yet you and your men are so full of life, of laughter. Aye, though you're not all wrong. For some, the war takes much more. The war takes months and more. For the rest of us, it's because of our battles that we laugh and seek out what joys we can. How I see it, titles and accolades are no more than scars on your name, no more earned than those of your flesh. They're just proof that you survived long enough to get them. Do I disappoint you? You've got a thing for the battle-hardened brutes, have you? You don't disappoint at all. I'm enjoying how you feel. It's a pleasant surprise. Honeyed words, Velper, but I notice you didn't deny it. If you like your men rough and rugged, I'll be happy to play the part. Huh, I'd rather get to know you as you are. Veolf grins rather sheepishly to my surprise. Are you used to playing parts? I think I may have met the general at the right. You've got a good eye on you. I have my duties to my people, many responsibilities to my men. For as Hersa, we play the parts we're given. It's our duty. It's not up to me to choose who I am. Moonfalls are a time to let such things fade. I am still a general, still a tribute for my people, but being so far from battles, from the blood and rain, it does me good. Something tells me you might know a thing or two about playing parts yourself. What makes you say that? His eyes traced the scar along my side. They say you've been touched by a demon himself, that you're blessed and destined for great things. What do you say to that? Wife had mentioned something similar. Truthfully, I don't hold any of it. Truthfully, I don't hold any of it close. I don't know if that's what I want. My aim is set on the bestower alone. Anything after it rests in a demon's hands. As for if I'm blessed or destined, I don't care either way. I just want to answer his call. You're a brave lad. Then, what would you do if you became something you didn't want to be? I hope that fate wouldn't lead me somewhere my heart doesn't want to go. But if it did, maybe I'll try to become something else. Follow whatever calling I feel. I really don't know. What of you? Does your heart belong to your fate? That's a difficult question to answer. I don't know either. Maybe we can find out together. So Ovar and the others back there. They're your war band? Aye. That they are. Every last one of them is a brother to me, and it's my duty to keep. It's my duty to them. It's my duty to them to keep them trained and ready, even while we're here in the wind. Turning out first light, I hear. That would be hard for me, huh? Of every day, it keeps us sharp. It keeps us sharp. Keep us honed. So anything happen to Herser here on the first and last line of defense. You're a bit of a night wolf, right? Looks like we're gonna have some fun in our training together. I really am. There's something special about the dark at night. Please tell me you don't intend to train me before the sun rises. I might be beyond saving at this point. Yeah, nonsense. A quick jump and a deep one will wake you up right. Funny you say that. I just took a swim with Ryder not long ago. Ha! That lad is always in the water. Couldn't say no to those soft eyes of his, right? Today has been one long string of adventures. Who was I to say no to one more? And did you enjoy it? Oh, it was cold as fuck, but yeah, it was fun. I have to say though, I'd imagine having thick fur would have made the experience a lot more enjoyable. Ha! Maybe at first, but the air is bitter. You've got to one to keep your blood warm, or in Wyden's case, it's got to keep swimming. With the rain back home like it is, Herser are used to being wet. I'm warmer in the lake than on the fields. You and your men are stronger than I. Now I'll feel. Now I'll be feeling guilty when I'm still wrapped in my furs in the late morning. You say it every day. You never get to sleep in? Well, we can, out in the wind, but that choice is mine to make. It's a rare call. You work your men that hard? Is there no benefit? Is there no benefit to relaxing and enjoying life for a while? If you're questioning our morale, we take pleasure in our training. It's a constant in our lives. If there's nothing else you're thankful for when you're raised deep in blood and muck, and there's not else but practice instinct driving your blade. Our time spent affords us our time spent otherwise, and I'll gladly ensure that my men see those hours of earned joy. I instantly feel naive in the face of his reality. I struggle to wake up before midday sun and demands my ailment while he's responsible for every life under his command. That must be a lot of pressure on you. I can understand why you work them so. Do you? You have a responsibility to your men, as their brother, and as their general. You want to keep them as strong as they can be so they might see another day. I'm glad you can see that so easily. Many a moon cold struggle to understand our ways. You're the heart of a seer, right? You want to keep your people safe. I'm no seer, but that I can easily understand. How many of your men are here in the wind with you? 20 in total. We saw most of them tonight. I have 8 men taking the lead of stations at the most accessible entrances into the wind. Those men spend 3 nights on post before rotating out. I see. Do you take time on the halo as well, then? Lucky for you, Vapor. I'm all yours. My duty as your tribute stands above that of my rank. Ovar is here to take on many of my duties, though I still lead our training and see that the men are where they need to be. The whites will see us together for some days. That must guarantee what you do with the rest, whether you spend it with me or not, is up to you alone. You were the wolf who helped me through the crowd at the lodge, weren't you? Ha! So you do remember. I was beginning to think you didn't take my notice. I didn't at first. There was a lot happening at that moment. I only realized it when you stood down, Ovor. Thank you for your help earlier. Something tells me you would have done just fine without me. Strong lad that you are. He grasped my arm firmly, and I catch myself flexing slightly under his tusk, as if I have something to be proud of amidst the mountain of honed muscle before me. I was happy to help. I was excited to witness that kind of bravery these days, especially from fresh pups. You might just make a fine Herbs warrior one day. Not me. I never fought a man before. I would likely be killed before I could even leave a mark. I love it then. I took you for a fighter after your display with Orv earlier, let alone your face off with the row. I'm no fighter. Ah, nonsense. All you need is a god to join you. Someone to teach you. Good thing I have you. Ah, exactly. I'll show you the ways of it. Say, do you like to wrestle? I love it, though it's been a long time since I have. What say you and I have a go at it? I hope you don't mean now. Can't say I don't like the thought of rolling around with you after what I saw the light, but I know you're likely tired. It's getting late. We'll save it for another day. Sure, though, it hardly seems an even match. If you're a good pup, I'll sit back for you. Man on man, then. I'll take the odds. And curious Velpa. The Hersa have quite a presence, isn't? It's been incredible to see yet I hardly know about your people. Ha! We're Buddhist folk. I'm happy to tell you anything you're curious about. You mentioned the fields of Fenristar. I've always longed to see the storm plains. Are they truly as treacherous as the tales make out? Ah, having dreams of the fields, are you? Aye, it's a harsh land that takes little pity on those ill-prepared to expect it. The fields themselves stretch on for as far as your eyes can see, with only sharp rock and scattered ruins to break up the plains. Does it truly rain as much as the stories make out? Not likely. It's wet, all right, but it's not endless. The plains have what we call the Ver Ostior, 2 seasons, wet and wetter. Ha! In reality, it's more of a dry wet and a cold wet. Either way, you better like the rain if you've got your eyes on the Hersa way. I do love the rain in the Southern Isles, but daily rain sounds oppressive. It's not all that bad. There are seasons each day. The rain comes in the morning and night, for the most. Besides, it makes the comfort of home and the embrace of a lover all the warmer. Huh, I imagine. A warm fire, a dry bed. Do we have someone back home, that is? Bell's eyes soften as he looks into mine. Haven't met the right one yet. How about yourself? I saw you laughing away with that Bowles yearling not long ago. Kirik, am I right? An affectionate title given in fresh moon-touched wolves who have yet to attend a moonfall after their own. These young wolves are too fresh to be offered as tributes to new moon-called men. Instead, they are given tasks and roles to fulfill in the happenings of the next moonfall. That would be him, but no, Kirik and I will always be close and might still play together, but I've given my heart to him once, and likely won't again. I hear you. I was gonna say, I've seen that land in the lap of many wolves and men. I'm sure he's a good lay, but I'd be wary of giving him anything more as well. Huh, sounds like Kirik. He's always been insatiable. Looks like you might be as well, if your display of the white has anything to say. You got me there. Come this way. You're free to join me in my tent. I've got plenty of dry furs. I can tell you more of I can tell you more of Fenrid's door. That so? I might have to take you up on that. Please do. As my tribute of the Herser, are you to teach me the way of the blade? As a tribute, it's my responsibility to show you the ways of Awan and his Herser, what we stand for, what we do, and what we die for. Together we will explore any latent potential for battle you might possess. We'll uncover the limits of your body and what you're truly capable of. If you so promise, you may be given special training. You may be given special training. I hesitate to respond, lost in my own thoughts as I am. Don't worry there, Velper. Your matriarch informed us of your condition. We know not to push you in the same way we would with others. I'll take good care of you. He brushes his knuckle against my side, his fur tingling my skin as a warmth melts with the chill. I see. Wython said as much as well. It seems everyone was warned of my limitations before I ever stepped foot in the wind. How did... No more than Noakai was told, and likely Wython now as well. We know about your past, how you were saved, and about your health. Crucial information for us. As a tribute, it's our duty to you to see you safely to Adema's audience. So I see plain on your face that you'd have rather kept that to yourself. Alongside leaves me as I consider how I really feel. I'm torn. I would have appreciated getting to a wife before my history, but I understand it as well. You've got something to prove, I do, to myself most of all. Good. You'll do just fine then. You look like you take care of yourself somehow. Can't get an ass like that from lying in bed. You'll have to show me how you train. You got the nicer ass out of the two of us, but I could show you some things. Know any good rocks to climb down here? Heh, you've been looking at my ass and I know a few good walks. We'll play on it. You're cute when you're thinking. That's all for now. A man of many questions. You can thank the pose for that. Now that you're curiously sated, a man of many questions. You can thank the pose for that. Well, now that your curiosity is sated, let's say you answer a question of mine. Only that much. I wanted to ask you, was it a hard choice for you to make to come to the win while knowing the risk? Veolf's voice is direct. His eyes train on me. My mind rises immediately when I answer, but I take a moment nonetheless. Ultimately, no. I knew tonight I was called that I would answer, though doubts would come eventually as they do. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't afraid. I can't know if my body will endure the bestowal, but I know that if I were sitting in my bed in the bowl tonight, I would be drowning in regret. So you're willing to risk everything you have for what you know you truly want. Even if you lose everything, you so you're willing to risk everything you have for what you know you truly want, even if you lose everything good you already have. I look up to the stars gleaming above our heads, an endless expanse that I would never dream of understanding. Even so, Veolf joins me in stargazing, the sweet silence allowing the creatures of the night to sing. You have my admiration for that. You'll make a great moon tuss, and I'm honored to be your tribute. The honor is mine, Black Blade. He lets out a long groan, letting his head fall back playfully. Don't you start with that. I won't have it. I know it's getting late, and you're probably ready to bed down, but would you want to come with me for a quick chore? A long yawn escapes me at the thought of a late night chore, but I am enjoying my time with him. Sure, just like the unseen toils of a Hussar general, I can give you a hand. Great. I was hoping you'd say so. I think you'll like what we're I think you'll like what we're to do. And what might that be? No sense in spoiling the fun. Follow me. Phil leads me out of the med hall. The sounds of wolves and music yield more and more to the ambience of the carthos, the fluttering of wings, the creaking of branches in the breeze. As we walk, Veolf has more questions for me. The kind you would expect in the dawning of a new friendship, he asks of my travels with Animum, of the white bowls, and of my scar. As he alluded to earlier, he knows some of my story already, but I'm happy to share more with him now. I'm able to chat with ease as the light of his moon illuminates the forest with a pale silver glow. I'll tell him of how animals snoring deprives me of sleep, of my favorite climbing spots in the bows, and of the beauty I witnessed of my journey to the wind. With all what I've seen of Ellenside behind us, I catch on to where we might be headed. If my lay of the land is correct, we're on our way towards the training grounds I had considered exploring after my nap. So, Veolf, what's this chore of yours? And why so late at night? Is this friend of yours ill? In a way, but ye and I are going to make sure that doesn't last. Do you know what a black ring is, Soren? The few Hersa stories I've been told flash through my mind the great war mounts of the storm wolves, birds as black as a new moon. Only today did I learn from Kirik that they'd be here in the wind. Your war mounts? We're going to meet. We're going to see them. Your war mounts. We're going to see them. Ha! Look at you, excited. Just then I hear their presence soft cawing, perhaps the mumblings of an animal deep in some fantastic dream. A few things first. Bow your head when he approaches and let him come to you. After he takes your measure, I'll let you know when it's good to rise. Understood. My heart drums with excitement as we step into the center of the training grounds. With a boyish smile, Veolf points to the massive rock arch where that seals the clearing from the night sky. A great many crags line its side, and from within them I catch the smallest signs of movement, the scene of feathers, the swaying of a tail. Veolf extends his arm out before me, a sign for me to wait where I am. I watch as he takes a few steps forward before bringing his hand close to his mouth, releasing a whistle that likely reaches every ear in the wind. The quacks reverberate his call, as do the creatures that lurk within. Calls far deeper than any I've ever heard before lay over one another like the soft raindrops on water. I hold my breath waiting for the creature to reveal itself. Lazy bastard is probably fast asleep. Another piercing whistle, this time much louder. Not a few seconds later, a dark silhouette shoots into the web of stars like an arrow fired from a bow. In the light of the moon, I witness it spiraling as it ascends. In a flash, the length of its wings unfold, blocking out the stars. As they beat with the force of a storm, it gains speed and swoops down low between the walls of the crag from where it originated. Mirroring the grace of a swan, it peaks its dive just in front of Veolf, beating its wings to slow its speed, sending gales of loose sand past us. Arrow to show off. Wonder where he gets it. I am paralyzed in the saddle of the creature before me. He's terrifyingly magnificent, eclipsing the naivety of my childhood imaginations of black wings. A tremble quakes through my bones as he looks to me. He stands on 4 strong legs, each with a set of talons the size of my palms. The 2 long blades jet from the corners of his mandible. From one hangs a series of metal hoops forming some kind of adornment. The size of his wings is breathtaking, though I suppose I should have foreseen it. They're charged with carrying herds of wolves into battle. After all, of course they will be colossal. Veolf shoots me a wink over his shoulder before approaching the beast. The massive wolf is dwarfed by his steed as he gets in close, playfully ruffling up the feathers of the black wing's cheeks. This here is Val. The creature clicks its beak a few times at the sound of his name, shaking his head to even out his feathers once more. I owe him my life, and more. He joins me in battle. Aye, but he's much more than just a war mount. Val keenly looks me over, tilting his head at odd angles to get a better read. He's as much as part of me as I am part of him. He's my brother. Veolf guides Val's head down, and together their foreheads meet. You ready to say hi? Yes. Right then, take a few steps forward and lower your head. Like I said. I do as I'm told, coming to stand a few paces before Veolf. Just as I'm looking down, I see him step to the side and gesture towards me, giving Val the freedom to inspect. All I see is a saddle engulfing my own. All I hear are his footsteps towards me, mixed with the faint rustling of leaves as he looks me over. That's it. Keep calm and let him come to know you. I do as told, trying my hardest not to waver or move. I don't feel threatened, but I don't want to startle him either, where his beak now inches away from my face. Suddenly, a sharp claw pierces the air, sending ice through my veins. The slope of his beak playfully bumps into the hollow of my armpit, making me stumble back a step. He likes it. Go on then, give him a pat or 2. Carefully, I stroke the long beak of the black wing, marveling at the softness of his feathers with gleam and iridescence in the moonlight. When he seems calm, I raise up and place my hand on the chill of his beak. Hello there, Val. You two play nicely. I'll be back. Just had to grab his kit. Val looks at me with his pale gray eyes, each one containing the black islands of his pupils, two in each eye. Before I know it, I feel Val's hand rest on my shoulder, letting me know he's returned. Nice to see my lad's getting along nicely. Here, you can help me tend to him. Veolf kneels low and opens a leather sack. It catches threads of spider silk and debris on it, likely from his time spent where Veolf stashed it. I peek over Veolf's shoulder to get a look inside. Golden seal, echinacea, and comfort. I look back at Val, this time searching his body over. Is he wounded? Ha, a druid in the making, are we? Aye, he suffered a mighty slash, 2 wounds of back. I've been tending to it myself, but it reopened on our flight to the wind. I see. Did you gather these herbs yourself? They make a strong blend, perfect for open wounds. Not me, no. Wythen supplied me with these, told me to make a nightly poultice for Val. Hence why we're here now. I reached the open sack, pulling out a small bowl made of stone, along with a thinner stone rod, a crude mortar and pestle, but it'll work just fine. As we spread out all the medicines, Val trots off to happily pluck at the various textures of the training grounds. 2 heads of the yellow one, 3 of the pink, ground and mixed with saliva. I'll be supplying that. Then a handful of the dry furry ones. Understood. I'll handle grinding the herbs. You can prepare the comfrey, the dry furry one. We set to work preparing the ingredients for Val's poultice is easy work I've done countless times back in the bowls, learned during my time under the medicine men of the white and silver bowls. I'm surprised you don't know the name of these, given how you lit up when listing off the flowers in your men. Well, I've grown up with those flowers, and your Herschel Pump could tell you their names. These though, I've not the slightest. Lucky to have you here, I suppose. So you are. All right then, this is ready. Do away. I extend the bowl under Veolf's mouth, and I'm met with playful surprise. With eyes half closed, he blows his open mouth, letting his tongue flap out. As soon as his saliva runs into the fine powder, I'm both impressed and disturbed by how much is flowing from the wolf. All right, that's more than enough. I haven't laughed like this in so long, longer than I can remember. The past 5 months have been such a serious time in my life. I can't decide how good it feels to watch this fool of a wolf. I wonder if he feels the same, far from the battlefields, just happy to play around for a fleeting moment. As Veolf wipes his muzzle with the back of his paw, I grind the mixture until it forms a loose paste. All the while, Val rests beside us, curled into a neat ball. I just need the comfort now. I reach to the bag once again and fish out long strips of hempen cloth, selecting the cleanest looking piece. I move carefully towards Val. Where's the wound? Back left foot. A darkwood got the better of us. I move in to inspect the wound, making sure that Val feels comfortable with me. Doing so, to my delight, he lifts his wing to reveal his hind legs. Where's the wound? Back left foot. A dark wood got the better of us. I move in to inspect the wound, making sure that Val feels comfortable with me doing so. To my delight, he lifts his wing to reveal his hind legs. The cut looks mostly closed. Were it not for the center of the wound, it is still freshly scabbed and slightly inflamed. It looks to be a minor infection. These herbs will certainly help. Aye, that's what Wython said as well. Gave me enough for a week and told me he'd check up on him again. Have it ready? Aye, here you are. Veolf joins me at Val's feet. I scoop out the comfrey from his paw, taking my time to carefully pluck the stray pieces from his fur, and then add them to the mixer, giving it a few turns until they're all coated in the paste. I've been doing it differently. How so? Just been sprinkling some of the dry stuff on top of the wet before wrapping it. I see, that should work fine as well, but this way the dry comfrey will soak in the moisture of the medicine, which helps to keep it wet around the wound. I reach into the bowl and scoop out most of the concoction. I take care to let Val know what's coming with a quick glance and a nod to him. Gently, I spread the blend over the wound. Do me a favor, spit into this here. I offer him the hemp while I make sure to gently push the medicine into the cracks of the scab. Veolf does his ask, and soon enough, I'm wrapping the wound. Why the extra spit? That will help keep the hemp from drawing too much liquid from the poultice. Like with the comfrey, we don't want it to dry out too quickly. Within a few moments, I have the poultice in place, tightly secured to the bird, who seems quite amused at us fussing about with his leg. All right then, that'll do him good. Nicely done, sir. Well, you did most of the work. I know it was smart to bring her along. That's the best it ever looked. You got to see me in my element, which is only fair after seeing you in yours. Aye, we'd make a good team, we would. The fierce warrior and his medicine helper. The skillful healer and his wild hunter. Ha, we'll work on that. Val calmly watches us as we rise, his wing still held aloft. We should let him rest, and as much as this has been, I should be trying to get some sleep myself. It's been quite a day. Aye, I was about to suggest the same. I got training early, and you deserve a solid rest. I'm gonna stay here for a while longer. Spending a bit of time with the old boy. Veolf pats at Val's side, and the bird coos happily as he trots off deeper into the grounds. Thank you for spending time with me tonight, and for helping Val. I look forward to more of it with you, so when as the moonfall goes on. I really enjoyed getting the chance to meet you. Thank you for the med and for introducing me to Val here. He's just as handsome as you. Boy, he's far better looking. Ain't that right, boy? You didn't mean it. Val coos playfully from afar, leaving me to wonder how much he's feeling into what we were saying. Val's large paws fall on my shoulders as he pulls me close to him. After a few passes of his fingers, Val coos playfully from afar, leaving me to wonder how much he's feeling into what we're saying. Veolf's lord's paws fall on my shoulders as he pulls me close to him. After a few passes of his fingers through my hair again, he ruffles it playfully. Off you go then. I'll see you soon, Sowen. Rest well tonight when you do. Good night, Veolf. You as well. I hope to see you again, Val. Go easy on that leg. And a chirp of a farewell from Val and a smiling wave from Veolf sent me on my way. My walk back to the bustling med hall is filled with thoughts of the black blade in his war mount, and with how glad I am to know them now as Veolf and Val. All that's left is to let out a long sigh. For being somewhat of a lone wolf myself, this evening has been just as exhausting as it was exciting. Wythen, Veolf, and Norakai. Their words and energies play in my mind as I come to sit on the edge of a dwindling campfire. My legs feel just as heavy as my eyes do, and I look around. I look about the bustling mad hall with a detached and distant gaze, all the while thinking of the wolves to whom I'm now bonded. The gentle softness of Wythern, the confident playfulness of Veolf, and the fierce challenge of Norakai, I can't help but smile foolishly to myself as I watch the embers crackle. The gentle softness of Wythern, the confident playfulness of Veolf, and the fierce challenge of Norakai, I can't help but smile foolishly to myself as I watch the embers crackle. With that, I could know whom I choose to see me. Visions of each of them locking their arms around me as I settle against their hips circulate behind my eyes. I dream of the slow and passionate strokes of Wythern, my legs wrapped around the strength of Veolf and the sweet pain of Norakai's claws digging in as he claims me. The anticipation swells within me like a rising tide, and it's only our first night beneath the same moon. Unsurprisingly, I'm hard again, and my mind drifts to Kirik. The thought of touching him again and finally spilling my seed spurs me to action. I can only hope he's already waiting for me. After taking a few moments to collect myself as I wait for the blood. The comforting sound of the waves lapping around the shore greets me as I finally make it to my isolated camp. Even so, distant hollers and faint echoes of music can still be heard emanating out from the dens and beyond. A quick scan tells me Kirik isn't here yet, to which I feel both disappointed and grateful. A chance to let my swirling thoughts settle a bit. I make my way to the shoreline just a few paces away from my inviting tent where I know I should be right now. No signs of animal either. Lying back on the sand, the web of stars shines in all of its brilliance, and at its jeweled center, the full moon, piercing, radiant, and in this moment, so distant, I'm met with a murky feeling of unease as I look upon it. I had always imagined that from the moment I stepped foot in the Carthros, my connection to Adime would vastly deepen, as if merely standing upon the land where his body rests would render me worthy of more than just vague dreams. Yet even now, as I look to the Ephraim, not far from where he drew his last breath earthly, where he drew his last earthly breath, I feel yet Even now, as I look to the Evelyn, not far from where he drew his last earthly breath, I feel just as distant from him as I have all my life. The dangers of naive expectations, I suppose, yet I can't help but long for him. Oh, dear me, Tala Wakine, by the grace of a dear me. I repeat Eric's words to the dark sky as memories of Animal's nightly prayers to the beast of frost cause me to wonder, does Animal long as well? Is that the fate of our moon touched wolves to yearn for the beast, to join with him in one fleeting moment, then be left in the fading memory of his glory? A cry reverberates in my heart. I hope that it is not so, that I have much yet to learn, and that surely there is time enough to strengthen my bond with the weeping wolf. And what have we here, lost in that imagination of yours again, Pushing myself up on my elbows, I glance behind me to see Kirik approaching from beneath the shadows of the canopy above as it yields to the lake. Can't you blame me? But can't you blame me? There's a Can't you blame me? There's a lot to ponder after the day. Kirik falls back in the pebbled sand that lay beside me, leaving his fingers together on his chest in a way that lets his elbow overlap with mine. Yeah, I knew there is. Well, I know there is. I remember I remember what it was like reading your tributes, overwhelmed by what it all means and how it's all happening now, so subtly. Let's find your resolve, cause that feeling won't let up. If anything, it only grows from here, brother. I let out a sigh, bringing my forearm to rest across my closed eyes. Must he give voice to my fears? Ah, that's what I'm here for, see? To keep you grounded. His paw lies across the softness of my stomach, and the gentle dig of his claws as he plays with the fur beneath my navel causes me to smile. There it is, that smile. You just need to relax a bit, Soren. You're always in my head. I take his paw in my hand and bring it to my lips, kissing his knuckles as they curl around my palm. You're right, I just need to let go and see what happens. He opens his paw and cups my jaw, turning my head towards him and out from under my arm. With his other paw, he traces down the center of my stomach, reaching lower with every second. There, boy. You've done enough for the night. Just let go and see what happens. I'm weak to his touch. Well, I'm weak to his touch as he. That boy. You that boy. You've done enough for the night. Just let go and see what happens. I'm weak to his touch, as I've always been. I can only buck my hips as he reaches beneath my clothes, bringing his warm paw to settle on my stuff. My lips part as he pushes his muzzle against them. The sensation is overwhelming as he slips his long tongue. My lips part as he pushes his long My lips part as he pushes his muzzle against them. The sensation is overwhelming as he slips his long tongue into the receptive cavity of my mouth. The short fur on his lips intertwines with my beard as his whiskers flutter across my face with each rhythmic motion of his jaw. His tongue wraps around mine. The smoothness and warmth of it is intoxicating, and I let him pour my thing into the cold air. I reached for his groin, eager to finally take hold of his teeth after having seen it earlier, but to my surprise, Kirik pulls away. None of that. Tonight's about you. He rises, setting pieces of his clothing with each step towards my camp. I follow in turn, leaving my loincloth and pants on the sand. When I reach him, I wrap my arms around his body, pulling him tightly against mine. Fucking hell, Soren. I've never seen you so heated. Huh. I warned you. I didn't hurt you, did I? You had to do a lot more than that to push past my boundaries. Kirik licks at his lips a few more times. I missed your taste. I reached down underneath my bowels and wet my fingers with his thinning. You know what, yeah. I'm allowed this, right? Just as long as I don't take your knot. Huh, hungry for it, right? You'll find the drink is. He pulls me down on top of him, and together we splay out on the forest floor. His claws scratch at my stomach and graze over my scar before he presses his palm into it. It's warm. I know. It started when I first entered the wind. I don't know what to make of it yet. Have you told Animal? I haven't, no. Not that there was much of a chance to. If it continues, I will. I reckon it's a good omen. Kirik props himself up and leans down to kiss me. Only this time it's gentle, soft. We deserve a bit of good luck. Our lips press against each other, the slow twisting of our tongues feel intimate and old. The more he kisses me softly, the more it starts to hurt. What are we doing, Kirik? What do you mean? We're enjoying each other again. Kirik sighs heavily, where he was flicking his fingers through my chest for just a moment ago. Now his hand is still. Is that still not enough for you? His words cut into a familiar place, one which I thought had healed. 6 suns is a long time. I've grown so much over those summers. I'm not the boy I was back then. Please be mindful, Kirik. If you don't know how those words would have given me hope back then don't say them now. Also, when you're so serious, you just step foot into the bloody carthels, verity's sake. You don't even really know what your freedoms are now, and how important they'll be to you. I get that you're afraid of retracting, but I get that you're afraid of retracing the past, but I'm not here for that either. I never said you were. I need to know. What is it that you want out of this? We have a chance to do something differently this time, and I can't go back to guessing which of your words are true. You still haven't figured me. You still haven't forgiven me. I have. You still haven't forgiven me. I have, Kirik. I would give myself to you like we just did if I hadn't. But you have to understand where I'm coming from. I've changed as well, you know? I learned and grew from what we had and the mistakes we made. I would be a fool to throw those lessons away now. So what are you trying to say? And I answer you for claiming, Kirik, I just want us to know where the other stands this time. No quiet expectations, no breaking of trust. I need to know what you want. All right, I'll hear you. He takes his time to think, laying back on my outstretched arm with a thump. I want to taste you again, to play together, and to share in our bodies and emotions without heavy expectations. I want you to know the true freedom. I want to taste you again, to play together, and to share in our bodies and emotions without heavy expectations. I want you to know the true freedom I felt when I was moon touched. There's so much out there, Soren, so many beautiful people. Three of the greatest wolves across the clans have offered themselves to you. You can't bind yourself to me, to the past. That's what I want. Where do you stand? I know my answer. I know through all the suns I've spent dreaming of this moment. I want to hold you again, without a shadow of doubt lingering over our words. I know now that you and I can't be together in the way I once had hoped, but if we are to have anything together now, it must be forged through honesty. I pull him in tight to my chest. I want you, Kirik, but I want the truth as well. If all you want is a fuck, then we'll fuck. If you want to confide in me once again, then I'll be here to listen. But unless you truly mean it, don't say you love me. Not the way you said it before. He wraps his arms around my side as he lets my words settle into silence. I'm sorry I hurt you, Soren. And I'm sorry for straining you, Kirik, truly. We kiss softly, not from a desire for something more, but for the depth of care we hold for one another, whatever shape our bond may take. We'll go from here, then, okay? Aye, in honesty. Kirik and I stay together for a while longer, making sure to end the night with moments of sweetness after our heart to heart. By the time he leaves my camp, my eyes struggle to stay open. With my first ritual completed and my primal longing of the day finally fulfilled, all that's left is to sleep. All that's left is to let sleep finally claim me. As my body grows still, wrapped in my thick furs, I let my mind drift over the events of the day, the last day of my simple humanity and the beginning of something greater. I think back to the sight of Annalum this morning, the two of us still treading some unmarked path through the wilderness of Allen Allure. I remember the joy of seeing Kirik's touched form for the first time, and the relief I felt at things being okay between us again. It felt so good to be with him again tonight, and to finally speak those words. I still love him, and a part of me will always will. But he's right. My path lies ahead with me now. I would be foolish to walk away from it. I trace over my first moments in the wind, the overwhelming beauty of it all, the sign stones, talons, lessons. Tired as I am, my heart sinks slightly at my failure to connect to the energies of night fire tonight. At last, the pleasures of the flesh proved too intoxicating this time. I think of Norokai and the ferocity that lurks behind the flames of his eyes. Will he come to trust me? I'm heartened to have shared those few quiet moments with him at the end of our time together tonight, at least. There's hope yet. Then Python, calm and gentle. I can't help but smile when I think back on how he interjected during the rite. That he feels so strongly is humbling. There's a safety to Python, one that touches a quiet place in my heart. Hmm. And of course, Veolf, the Black Blade. Veolf surprised me today. All my childhood imagine, all my childhood imaginings painted the Herser as something harsher, more severe. Yet the playfulness of Veolf is better than anything I have dreamed. I have dreamt. His confidence inspires my own. Finally, Animal. I can only hope that he's all right out there, wherever he chose to set up his camp. I can see it now. His tattered tent that I've passed almost a dozen times. His worn pack resting in the corner. His cloak wrapped tight to rest under his head. Part of me feels missing tonight, seldom on the nights when Animal and I aren't resting under the same shelter. A flickering of sadness wells in my heart. Good night, Animal. Sleep well. As my mind traces the rest of what unfolded this day, I'm reminded of Talon's words. You need only to open your heart and listen for his call. Beautiful in its simplicity, one can become fertile soil, patiently awaiting a seed. As my body drifts farther and farther into the stillness of sleep, I soften my heart to adhere me, calling out his name in my being. Wolf of wine, my blood is yours to bleed. Should you so wish it, my life is yours too. To be continued. Alright, so this is a little different than what I did for I've got the number of the episode, but I think it's 8, but it's the most recent. This is that we do the most recent video I did for Moon Touched. So I think what happened I did instead is that I made a choice in the earlier videos where right before right after the ceremony and right before we get to pick the 3 wolves, Kirik asks if he wants if someone wants to do some sex stuff with him. And in the original video I said no, but in this video, this redo, I decided to say yes. So in the original video, you don't see that sexual stuff with Soren and Kirik, but in this redone video I did, you do. And plus, there is towards the end, you get to make the choices with what wolf you want to go with. Well, here in this ending, you don't get that choice. So you'll probably make that choice like when a new update comes out. If I stay on this path here. Alright, so that talk that Soren and Kirik had about, Kirik and whether he really wants to, whether his feelings for Soren is more than just casual sex and all that. Kirik kind of hurt Soren in the past, or not like physically, but like he did something. I guess he kind of cheated on him. I guess I don't know, but Based on what we've heard from Kirik since we first met him, he's kind of wild sexually. Be having sex with a lot of guys, and I think even I think Veolf himself talked about this with Soren about Kirik, and basically said he likes Kirik, but he told Soren that he should be concerned about Kirik because a guy like him who likes to go have sex with a bunch of guys. I mean, do you think it's really wise for you to think of anything more with Kirik, like a long term relationship? Yeah, basically, um, Veolf told Soren that he should think real carefully about whether he wants to continue with Kirik or not, because you may want a serious relationship, but Kirik may not want to. He may just think about he may only care about going around and having sex with everybody. He may not want to be serious, so he might hurt you again. So that's why I got out of that talk Veolf had with Soren about Kirik. They had a discussion, Soren and Kirik, they decided to have a discussion themselves tonight. And Kirik was very sorry for what he did to Soren about hurting him. And I guess they decided to basically move on. I mean, Soren said he'll always love Kirik, but I guess he's gonna move on with the tributes as far as like a long lasting relationship. So okay, so we're gonna continue next time when a new update comes out. We're gonna have to wait for a new update because for it to come out. But once a new update come out, hopefully sometime this year, we'll continue the new update from this point here. Not the original video I did, but from this redone video I've done here. This redone video. Alright, so about Veolf. I like that there's a balance with him. Yes, he's very serious about his role, and he's kind of like what you would expect of a militaristic guy. Just general, just these militaristic guys. Warriors, these big, tough, manly, and all them always have a thirst for battle and combat. And while there are, while Veolf is all that, well, he is a big, tough guy. Just who has a thrill for combat and is great at combat. He also has a soft side. Like he's not this cold a-hole. He has a playful side of him. He's very welcoming and he's very nice to Kirik. I mean, to not Kirik, but he's very nice to Soren, and it's very friendly. That's I like that there's I like his character. Yeah, you have to be tough. You got to be proficient in combat, but you don't have to be cold to everybody. So I like how they decided to do Veolf. So the three tributes here, they all have their different personalities, their approaches. Norkai just angry, kind of maybe not violent, but very angry and very stern and very distrustful, and you just have to gain his trust. He just no nonsense type of guy, and You know, he's the type of person you have to earn. You have to earn their trust. You know, Wython's just very calm, gentle, nice, and just easy to be with and calm. And Veolf, I think he's kind of like in between the two. Generally, I think he's like between Norkai and Wython. He's like in the middle, but he's a little bit more. But he's more towards a little bit more towards Wython. Like you got Norkai to the left and Wython to the right, and you got Veolf in the middle, but he's a little bit towards the right, but he's still kind of like in the middle. Yeah, you got the nice and welcoming characteristics of Wython, but you got the the very tough and ferocious qualities of Norkai also. That's what I think of That's what I think of Veolf. All right, so hope y'all enjoy these redone version these redone videos I've done of the original videos I did last summer. Hopefully the visuals was the main reason I decided to do these videos again. Hopefully they're a lot better now and they won't be so dark and have a lot of dark shadows. So once a new update comes out, I'll continue from this redone version here. So thank you all very much for watching. Bye.